Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakha, Chodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to sincere Ak. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, La Bachayaryam, Shal Yashala. Peace to the election of the nation of Israel. Wa Kahalayam La Halahayanel Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rechakodash. All praises to our power, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rechakodash. Meaning, of course, Yahweh, the Most High's name in the Paleo Hebrew. And of course, his only begotten son's name is, of course, Yahushai, who the world even calls Jesus Christ. Alright, most people call it the Most High God, but his actual name is Yahweh. Alright, you have Yahushai's son, Ba'Hashem, in the name Racham, meaning spirit, Kodash is holy, which I just uttered in the Paleo Hebrew, which is the language that has been returned to us, Hebrew Israelites, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are the Lord's chosen people. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Returning back to our language, our customs, and the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Starting with the elect, that is. Alright? Because 2/3 of the nation of Israel, when they, of course, return to this knowledge on this side, right, they're going to have to be destroyed. And, of course, come through the, what's that, Zerai, alright, the seed. Which Zerai is seed by Bariath of the elect, alright, of the chosen of the nation of Israel, alright, the first fruits, that is, okay, the elect, alright, of course, double honors, alright, to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, alright, or I believe that's Shinya, Kabad, we got our elders, which is what's that? Shalayach Yum Nawa. Alright. Of course, of Great Millstone. I'm the brother Mafug from Great Millstone Plaintables Camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia. Coming again with another lesson of Hakodash, which this is just going to be a lesson through the Spirit, which I seen this article and it struck me. You know, Baha Bariath, or Basakia Ba Rachakodash in the, or Baha Rachakodash in the Holy Spirit, or Spirit Holy. It says Americans are deep in trouble. Americans are in deep trouble. 23% save nothing from paychecks. I mean, this is a heavy statement, or kabad, a weighty or a heavy statement. It says Americans continue to dig themselves in a deeper and deeper hole. While many have no savings, they continue to pile on debt and liabilities. All these problems will make the next recession difficult for most to get through financially. I must, of course, note that the next, of course, recession, or really the economic collapse, is going to completely rock the world, all right, and especially you so-called Americans, all right, because you have to understand that we're in a debt-based system, okay, on credit, all right, and it's under what? A fiat currency, which isn't backed by gold, all right. You have it where the Federal Reserve was created back in what? You have it in December the 23rd of 1913, with this enactment of the Federal Reserve Act. All right, you have the Federal Reserve, or the Fed, is a central banking system of the United States of America. And I must note that it is a private entity, all right, a private corporation outside of the of course United States, okay? And it's a very wicked, all right, system, all right? Now, just to, I knew it this, you have it's not backed by actual gold or silver or nothing, which is real wealth when you go into it. You have it here where I put it here. It says the gold standard removed by president, and you have Richard Nixon. The government held $35 per ounce price until August 15th of 1971, when President Richard Nixon announced that the United States would no longer convert dollars to gold at a fixed value, thus completely abandoning the gold standard. So you have it where, your money that you have, all right, isn't backed by anything, all right? It's just basically, it's a fiat currency, okay? Which, just had that actually, definition of fiat real quick. All right. Or fiat currency. You have an inconvertible paper money made legal tender by a government decree, all right, by order, all right, of the demon government being, you have it here in Great Babylon, all right. Let me go to fiat currency, all right. Fiat currency, a fiat currency is legal tender, all right, which, you have legal tender, which I'm just going in all these terms so I can make sure everything be on point. Like coins and banknotes that are accepted and are offered as payment for a debt. All right. It says whose value is backed by government that issued it. It says the U.S. dollar is a fiat money, as the euro and many other world currencies. The approach differs from money whose value is underpinned by some type of physical or some physical goods such as gold and silver, called commodity money. All right, and gold and silver is true money. All right, you got there. You could go to the book of the book of Job or Ayawah, which I'll go quickly get real quick. This is the book of Job, and then I'm gonna go into the article pretty soon, and then go from there. It's the book of Job, chapter 1 and 3, and I believe I brought this at my past camp or overpast camp, which we had over the weekend, like that just went. And it says here, Ayawah 1 and 3. It says and this is talking about referring to Job, right? It says his substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels. In which let me go up real quick. I'm gonna read starting at 1. It says, and there was a just man in the land of Uz, whose name was Ahiyawab, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Lord, or feared the power, and eschewed evil. It says, and there was born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance, all right, but you have it here. Substance is Makwana, all right, Makwana Baha Barith in Hebrew, which it reads here is speaking about what you got here: cattle, livestock, something bought, property, all right, stock, all right. You having these things, is actually having real true wealth and such, okay. And we being deprived of these things, as Hebrew Israelites, for the most part being, the best people upon the earth. I mean, we are in an oppressed state, us as a whole, all right? Because, we have Israelites that have, some of these things and stuff, but not, of course, in the fashion in which we're supposed to, in abundance. All right, the whole world in subjection underneath us. All right, Hebrew Israelites under, of course, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right, Malak Dawadah, King David. All right, went down. All right, it says here his substance was also 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she asses and a great, very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. All right. This is going to be the book of Genesis 12 and 2, or actually 13, Slakia. I believe it's 13. This is the book of Genesis. All right. 12 or 13 and 2. It says, and Abiram, all right, was very rich. All right. Abba, father, Rum. Okay. Which I believe that is exalted father. Yeah, Abba Rum. All right. In the Hebrew. Okay. All right. Continuing on. It says was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. All right. So he had what? He had Ba Kasap. All right. In Kasap, which is silver. All right. That's this is true money. Gold. You got Zahab. All right. He was rich. All right. Which that's what's that? Kabad. Let me see in Hebrew. Which that's here to be heavy, weighty, to be rich. All right. Also means honorable. Like we give double honors. Shenya Kabad. All right. To the elders and apostles. All right. And this is why people look at us as like, we ain't shite, because we don't have these things, but we have the true riches in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you of course having Za'amath is truth. All right. Well, I can go in that in another lesson, but I want to just keep things in order with the scriptures I actually have. So, going on, this is going to be back to this particular article. It says a new report by Forbes states that 3%, nearly 1 in 4 Americans are saving not only 1 penny from their paychecks. It says in 2019 savings survey, First National Bank of Omaha examined American habit, behaviors, and priorities when it comes to saving, monthly spending, and retirement planning. And based on the fact that nearly 80% Americans live paycheck to paycheck, the rest of the results of the survey, unfortunately, unsurprisingly, according to the survey, only 40% of Americans prioritize saving for their emergency fund, with 27% saying their highest priority is saving for their retirement. That's very low. It says 39% of Americans plan on putting the year's tax refund in a savings account, while the 25% have never withdrawn from their savings account. It says most Americans are optimistic too, with 60% reporting that they have somewhat or more are very likely to be on track with their savings by the age of 65. You guys see that these bankers have tricked a lot of you Americans, all right, in their system, because this is going to crash. There's going to be an economic collapse. And ultimately, they want that RFID microchip into the mark of the beast. Okay? Now, continuing with the lesson, I got a couple more Palladium precepts. I got a lot, actually, but see how far we get through with this. This is the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible. Chapter 7 and 12, it says, for Chakama, all right, is a defense. All right, wisdom. It says also, right, reading on, it says, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. All right, real money, as you see, is, silver, gold. All right. All right. Right. You see money, and you see the Hebrew word right there is kasap. Okay. Under money, you have silver. All right. Shekels, money, talents. Okay. This is real wealth, money. Okay. Not piece of paper. All right. All right. Anyway, going on, it says, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth light to them that have it. And it definitely does. Protect us from death. All right. Gives us, the proper way to live. Okay. Et cetera, et cetera. There's more things, but I'm gonna go now to the book of Ecclesiastes. All right. I believe this is gonna be the 10th chapter. So I just messed it up. ECC 10. And I'm just gonna read it off right now before it even goes up. It's gonna be verse 19. All right, Ecclesiastes 10 and 19. It says, "A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things." All right, you have it where money, you have, of course, money. All right, as you see, kasap. All right, it answereth all things. You have it where you can pay bills. You can, of course, barter, trade. Having money and stuff, but most people are in debt. All right, as is written in the scriptures, the borrower is subject unto the lender. All right, you have it where the earth is given unto the wicked, being, of course, Edomites, the red Hebrew Edomite. All right, or the so-called white man. All right, known as the so-called white people. All right, because they are not white, they're red. They lack melanin. Okay, the elite of them I'm speaking of right now, currently. All right, they're all Edomites. Okay, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all these banking families, the so-called 1%, they're Edomites, and they're devils, and they're ruling over the people. All right, in wickedness. Okay, with these practices. Okay, when they ain't giving you, proper money, and they of course using actually usury and such, interest and all of that. All right, and you have it, the whole world's pretty much in debt. Okay, to these bankers. Okay, you have it. America is what? It's currently 22 trillion in the debt, and I've read I keep bringing it out. I keep seeing it here and there. The world debt, all right, is like, it's so high. It's like 200. I gotta go back and look at it. I don't want to quote it without having it the right way. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull up something real quick. Yeah, so you have it. This was published according to the International or INF, International Monetary Fund. The global debt is at a historic high, reaching 164 trillion, and this was back in 2016. You have it currently in 2019. I mean, it's higher. I gotta see if I can even, get that. Yeah, I think. Well, this got 247 trillion. That's at in 2018. It's another number, but I gotta go back and go check. All right, but just bear that as a note. All right. And this debt is to the obviously, these bankers. All right, the Edomites. All right. That have, of course, control, all right, of the world, all right, and they are the wicked, all right. So now, going back to the actual article, And then I'll bring out also the Haggai. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Book of Haggai 1 and 6. Alright, so this is Haggai 1 and 6. It says, Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but you have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. You know, you have it where you work. That money that you receive, this fiat currency, this rubbish, you know, that they give us, you know, we don't even get what is sufficient for us to be able to live, okay? No, proper. You know, you have it where you gotta, of course, you know, kind of stretch your money. You know, a lot of people, you know, gotta, you know, find a means to, you know, get food, you know, in other ways where, I mean, you have it where some people depend on a lot of these various, what school you say, these government programs, all right? Donations from other people, you know, it's a lot of things, you know, and it's obvious because of the so-called white man being wicked and setting this up this way, okay, where you get a job, you know, you're not being paid enough, okay, but they want you to work X amount of hours for a wee bit of wages, all right? You know, it's put in a bag with holes, okay? When you get that check, as you're saying here in this right here, Americans continue to dig themselves into a deeper hole, all right? While many have no savings, they continue to pile on debt and liabilities. The people then, you know, trying to pay, you know, their debts off via credit cards, and that, of course, puts them in more debt. All right, let's go back to some more of this information. It says here that, but a few of those decent statistics don't track from the scary ones. It says such as 60% of Americans do not set annual savings goal on 74% Americans put 10% or less of their monthly paycheck towards savings. In fact, 23% reported that they put in 0% of their monthly paycheck towards saving. It says almost half, 49%, said they only have enough liquid funds to cover living expenses for 0 to 3 months. Okay, it's like your rainy day fund, I believe. You know, right here. You know, it's like emergencies. It says in a 23% attribute high cost of living to why they don't have so much as savings as they would like. You know, and you have it where the rent is, you know, being raised every year in certain places. You know, you're renting or leasing a place. And I mean, like I say, you get a barely enough money. You got to pay, of course, utility bills. Okay. And you're just, you know, got to pay your car note. You know, all these various things, transportation, gas, fuel, petrol, right? It's just hard, okay, over here because of the damn devil. But this all is set up from the Lord, I must note. All right, as it's written in the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, in the Apocrypha, chapter 11 and 14, it says, prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. All right, so all of the prosperity, adversity, you know, bad times, etc., it all comes from the Lord. All right. I got one other scripture, and then I'm just gonna close off after that. You know, not to make this too long. It's like I'm just getting a little bit fun with it, but it says here, that this is the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 40 and 25, and it says gold and silver, all right, kasap, right, for silver, make the foot stand sure, and gold. And this is real wealth. But counsel is esteemed above them both. That's being counsel, wise counsel in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Wisdom. Alright. It says, riches and strength lift up the heart, but the fear of the Lord is above them both. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and it needeth not to seek help. I'm going to skip down to verse 28. It says, my son, lead not a beggar's life, for it's better than to die than to beg. And you have it where, people literally are begging. They have to beg, build debt collectors, just to keep the lights on. Keep, you from repoing the car, etc., etc. This is under the system, which is a pit. It means, system means pit when you go into the etymology of the Edomites, the elite of them. Okay? It says here that with the level of debt Americans have saddled themselves with, easy to see why they are blaming the cost of living as opposed to oppressive monthly debt repayments. However, only 13% say credit card debt prevents them from saving, while 13% say the student loan debt prevents them from saving. Yeah, many people, of course, went into that whole trap of going to college, that whole debt scheme. You of course seeking to get a high-paying job, only to receive a debt, a heavy debt, in which then for the most part, you getting where if you don't pay that money, they of course pursue after you. All right. And for the most part, you can't find a job within that field that you trying to get, to be successful in. You're overqualified or something like that in most cases these times. And you're still stuck with that whole education, that piece of paper, and that debt. What's that's going to help you when you got to pay bills still after college? You got to pay your living bills, expenses. You can't find a job, within the actual field in which you took out your time to pursue that education, that degree. All right. This is all expensive. It says the truth is, the sooner we all individually and as a society get a grip on our debt and overspending, the sooner could we be on our way to real wealth and prosperity. And real wealth and prosperity isn't going to be achieved, all right, on this side. You got to have the kingdom, for us Israelites, all right. We need, of course, the so-called white man to be destroyed and out of the way, in order to prosper and be at the head and not the tail, and not seeking for the being for one of all things under this damn devil, as you're reading the scriptures in the book of Deuteronomy 28. All right, because right now we're the tail right now, not the head. It says it's an easy journey to start, but it's not an easy one to go through with. One simply find themselves buried in debt, and digging out could take years. You may never get may never get out. All right. So with that, I'm just going to close out. As you see, this is really, your wallet is a bag with holes. All right. Akim, of course, you're suggested to live a minimalist lifestyle for the most part if you can. Certain brothers, of course, are going to be blessed with certain things to help, of course, out the brotherhood. But for the most part, we're just minimalists. We ask, of course, the Lord to give us basically give us our daily bread. Of course, not just enough for us not to, of course, curse him. All right. Simple as that. As I'm roughly paraphrasing one scripture, though, not too less, not crazy, where we would, not seek not after the Yahweh Shem Shah. With that, Americans are in debt, deep trouble, or they're in debt for the most part. It says 23% save nothing from their paycheck, and this is a true statement. All right, if not even worse. With that, I'm gonna say, call all Yahweh Shem Shah, B'Shem Kodesh, and double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.